Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We are so glad that you are joining us for our 10 TV Weather Impact Show on this holiday.
Black Friday Eve, some
Yes.
might call it. A lot happening this week.
I know.
And the weather's not exactly ideal for getting out and about. It could be worse.
It could be, that's the thing is it could be a lot worse. We have been talking about lake effect snow, so for our friends in Cleveland, in Erie, Buffalo. I mean, those Great Lakes are not frozen. So
No.
that is the lake effect snow machine that keeps on giving, unfortunately.
And did I see a little snow falling last night in Clintonville?
You did? I saw a few flakes too, because it's cold.
It was kind of
enough for that.
exciting.
Yeah, just a little bit. There's not a lot of moisture out there, which is good. But I don't know about you. I'm kind of a snow at Christmas person.
Snow at Christmas, yeah. It can wait until Christmas, and then it can be done right after Christmas.
But this morning when we were coming into work, I mean, the feels like was in the teens.
It was chilly, which is the message for you is to take it easy on the roads out there because it's still cold outside. I don't know if it's freezing, but sure was this morning.
I mean, the temperatures are going to stay at or below the freezing mark for the mornings, the next couple of mornings. But these are our 10 weather impact headlines for you. So windy and colder, that's today. That's also going to be in your Friday forecast. Now, as we head into this weekend, we are looking at some Black Friday chill in the air, but also we're looking at by Saturday night into Sunday, some chances for rain and snow, and then another chance for snow as we go into Tuesday. So what is our weather impact for the rest of the day today? Well, it was cold this morning, and unfortunately, we're not going to warm up much for the rest of the day today. We still have those gusty winds. I'm sure you heard them howling overnight. No wind advisories in place for us, though. But for the next couple of days, we're still going to have that big chill in the air, that is for sure. Now, I do want to start off and show you the 7-day forecast because you can see if you are going to be traveling at all, really going to have to monitor that storm system from Saturday night into Sunday. But right now, the timing is good. It is looking like, as I'll show you in just a bit, you're not going to have to worry about too many major impacts. Of course, it's always a nuisance when we have rain or we have snow, but as long as it's not a major system, you should be in great shape. But the next couple of days, we don't have any rain. We don't have any snow. I mean, we might see some flurries or some very wisps of that lake effect snow for the north, but nothing major. So I'm going to get back to the 7-day in just a bit, but I do want to show you where we were this morning versus where we are going, because we had temperatures this morning where the feels like was in the teens, and then going into the afternoon, we had those temperatures and just staying in the mid to low 30s. So just one of those things. Again, this could always be worse weather, but the big story is going to be the cold. And so the weather you experience today, the windy weather, the cold, mix of sun and clouds, might get a little more sunshine for your Black Friday shopping forecast. So if you're going to be outdoors and you're going to be doing that shopping at very early hours, I do want to stress that even though the air temperature might be in the 20s, because of the wind, we're going to feel like we're in the teens. Even going into the afternoon, still going to be feeling like we are in the teens into even the 20s, because not much helping us out as far as warmth goes as we go into the next couple of days. I do want to walk you through the hour-by-hour forecast, though. You can start here this afternoon and see maybe some of our northernmost towns and cities, you might get a little bit of light snow. So that's basically what's coming in from the lake effect. Sometimes it just gets pushed a little bit farther south. I think we might still see some flurries in the Columbus metro like we did last night, like Jay and I were just talking about, but I really don't think you're going to get a lot out of it. Now, as we go into later this evening, though, from our friends from Mansfield to Bucyrus, right along 71, Mount Vernon, Kenton, Marion, you might have some of those light snow showers coming through. Again, this is some of the tail end of the lake effect bands. Just keep an eye on things, though. Sometimes if they get intense enough, you might have a quick drop in visibility, but I'm not anticipating anything too crazy for us. So Friday morning, again, most of us should be dry, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a few snow showers out there. And then as we go into the day on Friday, north of I-70 mainly, some of these look like they might even try to push into Coshocton and some of our eastern counties, including Cambridge, Mount Vernon. So just know, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of snow. This just isn't going to be the main event that we are going to be following for this weekend. Friday night, it does look like things clear up, and then we go into Saturday. So right now, Saturday is looking to be dry for us, but I want to zoom out and show you the long-range forecast. The lake effect snow eventually is going to get shut off because the winds are going to shift. You still might see a few bands as you head off to the east, but yes, what you can see off to the west is going to be our next big storm system. So what that's going to do is start to push in. Right now with the timing, and this could still change in the next 24 to 48 hours, so I always like to say give it a little bit of grace before and after the time that you see here on the forecast. By about 1 o'clock, it does look like we might start to see some light snow get going. I think we'll have very minimal accumulations with this. Now, if for some reason we do get another push and the storm system goes further south, we might have some better chances, maybe an inch of snow and whatnot. But here's the thing. As we go overnight and we go into the forecast for Sunday morning, you can see those winds shift as well, and that's going to be starting to come out of the southwest. That's going to bring us some warmer air. Now, we're not talking tropical any means like that, like we can typically see in the summer, but what that's going to do is boost those temperatures up as we go into the day on Sunday to the point that they get above that freezing line. And when that happens, that's when we'll see a transition to rain. But the good news is by the evening, this storm system is going to be out of here. Now, if you are traveling to the East Coast or having family or friends coming back from the East Coast, I would definitely check your flights. I mean, you never know sometimes with these bands of rain and snow if it gets really poor visibility where it could impact things. But the good thing is for travel, I think the worst of it will be overnight into the early morning on Sunday and then taper off as we go into the day. Now, if you are going to be up in Ann Arbor on Saturday for the big Ohio State face-off, I can tell you it is going to be very similar to our temperatures, very cold. And we're also going to mix in some snow for the game. So that's definitely going to be a sight to see and also see how the players interact with the snow. I mean, both teams are used to playing with snow. We do live here across the upper Midwest, but we're going to be keeping that factored in. And then as we look ahead to the forecast for going into the beginning of December, which I don't know about you, I just cannot even believe how fast this year has flown by. It does look like the below average temperatures that we're seeing now are going to continue for a few more weeks for us. Now, if that's the case, with the forecast for above normal precipitation, that does mean we could have some better chances of getting a wintry mix or snow. If you think about it this way, if our average temperature is typically, say, in the 40s or low 50s, kind of getting into those upper 40s, if we have the below normal temperatures that you get down that freezing line, that's when we could see a transition to more of a wintry mix or even getting some snow. So again, this is the first couple weeks of December. Keeping my fingers crossed that we were just talking about to get some snow for Christmas. But for the immediate period, as we go into the 7-day forecast, you can see today, tomorrow, going to be dry with the exception of maybe a few flurries or some light lake effect snow showers that can make their way south. Better chance will be later in the day on Saturday, going overnight into Sunday. And then by Monday or Tuesday, we'll be looking at that forecast of temperatures just sticking around and being on the colder side. And then as we move forward and we go into Tuesday, that'll be our next storm system to watch as we kick off the month of December. Gosh, I can't believe here we are. You know, it's already December.
Already Thanksgiving.
And he's already hungry.
Which is why I'm getting myself some food right now.
It was a very busy morning.
They had a nice spread for us at work this morning.
We have amazing managers, so thanks to Steve and the team for taking good care of us.
Big thanks for the spread. So to make sure I understand correctly here, cold today, colder tomorrow, but then the chance for snow doesn't really come until next week?
Until late, I would say late Saturday into Sunday. So
Okay.
a lot of it's going to be overnight, but here's the thing, even if
Rain or snow?
Snow overnight.
Okay.
And then there might be a little transition. This is the current track. Now, if this system goes a little bit to the north or south, that could change if we get more rain versus more snow. But honestly, right now, though, to just be truthful, I think right now we'll have a little bit of snow to start. But then as we transition and we move forward and we get into the forecast for Sunday morning, it'll be all rain. So even if we get a little bit of snow, it'll be washed out and goodbye, you know?
And 40 is the warmest spot on the 7-day.
I know.
40 degrees.
40 degrees. It's hard to believe. So our average high this time of year, just so you know, as I mentioned, it's 48 degrees. So we are still below average right now for this entirety. And then as I showed you with the extended models, as we go into the following week, we're starting off December kind of cool.
All right, I'm going to eat some of my turkey. Do you have a favorite when it comes to
You know,
Thanksgiving?
my mom, we love to call her Mama Sue. She makes the best stuffing. She adds like sausage to it. It's like
you mentioned this in the video.
Yeah.
It's a sausage?
She adds sausage to it, crumbled sausage, and she gets the mix in a box. But you know, nobody sometimes has time to do all the extra stuff.
No shame. No
But the
shame.
gravy's really good too when we put it over the top. So how about you? What about for your family?
For me, it's all about the sweet potato casserole. I've been making it for years. It's a very simple recipe. I sweeten it with orange juice. So there's no actual,
Really?
my grandma, I think, made it with brown sugar, and that's certainly not a bad way to do it.
No, it's not.
But I do it with that little pop of citrus, and then there's the crunchy streusel topping that I interlace with the gooey marshmallows. So it's usually I do like a design with the crunchy and the chewy. It's killer. And you know, it's friendly for the folks that have dietary restrictions.
Sure.
There's no dairy in it. There's no gluten in it. Try to be mindful of these
And
things.
I have to say, the older I've gotten too, like I have some more restrictions added to my diet, so it's always good to know that you can, just like in a workout, you can modify and still enjoy a great
absolutely,
meal.
absolutely.
Well, we'll let Jay enjoy his meal. We thank you so much for joining us for your 10 Weather Impact Show. And just to let you know, we have meteorologist Michael Behrens in for Jerry tonight. He will have the updated forecast for you so we can make sure to plan ahead for the weekend and make sure you stay safe and informed.
Thankful for your forecast, Meredith.
Thankful for you, Jay, and for everybody watching. So happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you soon.